Welcome to Blind Bourbon and Whiskey Reviews. I'm your host Lindsey and this is John, risking his liver to discover new bourbons. We base our reviews off of a 25-point scale we developed and then multiply that by 4 to get up to 100. We start with 5 points for smell, then 10 points for taste, then 5 for the finish, and 5 points combined for the look of the bottle and the liquid inside. Now on to the review. Okay, so our daughter picked a bottle again for John today to try. So he has been smelling it a little bit and getting some notes down that he's interested in and what he thinks. So we're going to start off with some of the smells that he finds.
At first, I didn't get anything. I let it sit out for a little while, and then it started opening up. It's different. Smells different than anything I've tried so far. I don't think it's something I drink daily or regularly or anything. I smell ripe bananas. Maybe bananas Foster, a sweet banana. Sweet floral perfume. The alcohol kind of gives the perfume in there. Brown sugar. Very different. I don't ever get that many sweet smells, that many different smells on something.
So out of 5, what do you rank it on smell?
I'd give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. So moving on to the taste.
It's decent. And different. Sweet does not carry over. I don't get anything sweet out of it whatsoever.
What do you get out of it?
It's savory. It tastes a little cheap, but decent quality. It's not bad at all. You get a pretty good rye bite. Very peppery. A little bit of cinnamon. I usually get those too when it's a rye in it. High rye. It's okay neat. I wouldn't pick this one first to be a neat drinker. I think it'd be very good in an old fashioned or a Manhattan, maybe a whiskey sour.
So out of 10 points, what do you give it for taste?
I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay. So what about the finish? How's the mouthfeel? Any Kentucky hug? What are you getting?
Very little Kentucky hug.
Okay.
Surprisingly, because it smells, it tastes, it finished around 100 proof. Taste, I'd say maybe a little less than 100, but everything else adds up to around 100.
Okay.
The mouthfeel is odd. It numbs the whole mouth and it doesn't go away. Even after many sips, this is my second glass. I pre-tasted it, wrote down some notes. Still get the mouth numbing. I'd give it a 2 out of 5 on the mouthfeel and the finish.
So I'm a little nervous about this one, guys. My daughter picked it out again. John told her to go grab a bottle, and she went and grabbed it. And I almost said to pick a different one, but then I was like, we just found this one, so why not? We'll try it out and see. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to find it anywhere, but it is a weird one that we found and we just picked up.
Weird.
Yeah.
Is it early times?
No. It's old Beezer.
Oh.
John and I found this at one of our local spots a couple weeks ago, and it actually has a bottled date of 2014, which is a little weird. You don't find stuff like that very often.
They don't make it anymore. We've researched it. It's a 10-year small batch whiskey. I believe it's small batch. Yeah. It's made by Frank-Lin distillers. You don't hear much about it. You don't see much about it.
I called and talked to a lady at the distillery, and she even said, she's like, oh, I've worked here a while, and I've never heard of that. We haven't bottled that in a while. So I don't think they're making it anymore, but it was kind of a weird find. We picked it up for, $50, I think.
and there was actually a rep there that told us like he couldn't find anything on it. So it was just kind of weird, one that we just kind of took a chance on, which is kind of weird seeing John critique it like that. I definitely thought he was probably going to critique it a little lower than that, because when we first tried it, he didn't really care for it. It was
I didn't mind it.
good, but it wasn't awful or wasn't great.
I will say the smell is decent, maybe a little bit above average. There's so much sweet stuff on the smell, and to taste it, and I don't get anything
It's
sweet.
nothing. Yeah.
It's crazy, and the taste is good. I gave it a 6. I like sweetness in my bourbon, so that's why it was a little bit lower. But it's definitely not. It's not bad. It's not even. It's. I'd say even a little bit above average. I don't say 5 is bad. 5 to me is average.
Yeah.
But the finish is odd.
Okay. So, given that, finishing up our actual review, what do you think of the bottle and the liquid? I mean, it is pretty unique. You guys can kind of see it.
Liquid is dark, like a dark.
I think we said that when
almost
we
like
bought
a
it.
cherry wood or a walnut wood.
It's
I
got
like
kind of
the
a
liquid.
rosy tint to it.
And I like the bottle. The bottle's different. I like that the bottle date was exactly 5 years on the date that we bought it.
Yeah, that's true too.
I give the liquid a 2.5.
You're gonna give it full points on liquid.
Yes,
Okay.
I like the liquid. And the bottle, I would give a 2.
Okay.
It's a very nice bottle. I've seen better. I've seen worse. It's almost unique. The cork pop is nice.
Yeah. That sounds fair.
It's a solid whiskey.
Okay. Okay, so we added up all of John's critiques and how he's feeling about Old Beezer. He gave it a 15.5. So once we multiply that by 4, that gives us 62 out of 100. So for being a kind of random pick, I think that's pretty average, kind of how you feel about it.
I think the smell is good. Like, smell could be a little bit better. Taste could be sweeter. The finish definitely threw it off. I think that's what really lowered the score.
That's so odd.
The taste, I don't know. It's decent. If you see one, I'd pick it up just because you don't see it around anymore.
I think it's a good one to have in your collection. It's a little bit weird, a little unique, and they don't make it anymore. So it was just kind of one of those random, hey, let's just grab it and see what it's like.
It does say it's 90 proof. It is not 100. I was
So-
close, not accurate, but not far off.
Overall, I mean, it's a pretty good bottle if you guys do see it and you like kind of oddball stuff. You know, it's got a good feel to it. It's just not, you know.
I'll probably go buy the other bottle after this and just hold on to it.
I think it's a good one to have in your collection. We'll leave it at that. I think it's a good one to see.
Surprise people with.
Yeah.
Something they've never seen before.
So we've done a little bit of research on this because we were curious, because you can't find it anywhere and they don't make it anymore. When we were both looking, though, we were trying to find the mash bill of it because it has such unique flavor. I found one that said that it was 51% corn, rye, a little bit, and then malted barley. But John found a different one.
It said that it was corn, rye, and wheat, which makes sense to me because the smell does smell like a wheated bourbon.
Right.
It's very sweet, but the taste definitely tastes like a high rye, probably 30%, because it was very spicy on the taste. But
I guess you really don't know it. From what we've read, Frank-Lin doesn't really, like, they either do or don't talk about their whiskeys and their mashes and stuff, so no one really honestly knows where they sourced it from or what the mash bill looks like.
It says either Heaven Hill or Barton, and I do see the similarities between that and Old Barton.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I drink Old Barton. That's my daily drinker, and I mean, you can kind of smell and taste the similarities in it. So
Doesn't taste like a Heaven Hill juice.
Mm-mm.
So that wraps up this review. Leave a comment if you have tried this whiskey and let us know what you thought. Please like and share to social media, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to leave a suggestion for our next review. Thanks for watching.